Welcome back to the program. It is now time to go to WWE, and for the second week in a row, I'm going to skip Raw. Although I just want to say real quick for the record, Hoss Hogan, thumbs up. So anyway, the big news of the week, as far as coming from the WWE is concerned, is that they released Lance Cade. Now, a lot of people were surprised, even I was surprised, that Lance Cade was cut. Because, Lance Cade was with Chris Jericho. They had a very good thing going on, him being the protege of Jericho, and now, it's no more. So, a couple days ago, I think it was yesterday or Wednesday, Jim Ross in his latest blog explained why Lance Cade was let go by the WWE. So I am going to read a couple of the things that Jim Ross wrote in his blog about the Lance Cade situation. Don't you love this, folks? I'm reading you 2 stories in a row from this level. Anyway, in the situation of the Lance Cade, Jim Ross wrote, quote, "The story that I have read on many internet sites about the reason for Cade's sudden dismissal isn't accurate. Many pundits speculate that Cade was dismissed because of a bad performance in a recent TV bout against DX on Raw, which is absolutely untrue. Lance's dismissal had zero to do with his in-ring performances or his lack of ability. In case you missed it, there was a spot at the end of the match in which Shawn Michaels delivered the super kick to Cade. He was supposed to stand wobbly on his feet to run into a pedigree from Triple H, but he fell down instead. Audibly, Triple H told him to get up so he could deliver the move," unquote. Now, Ross does not go into detail, only to note that Cade made a bad decision. Following Cade's bad case of judgment, he ended up having a seizure on the plane, which required emergency medical care. Luckily for Cade, Lillian Garcia was on the same flight and helped him get taken to the hospital. Doctors performed a number of tests on him and determined that there was nothing seriously wrong with him. Following the incident, Ross felt that WWE had no choice but to let Cade go. Ross appears to imply that the seizure was due to Cade's quote-unquote bad judgment. He writes, quote, "Lance Cade was dismissed from the WWE because, like many humans, he made a major league mistake while utilizing bad judgment that cost him his job. This included Lance having a seizure on an airplane and having to have emergency medical care. Luckily, Lillian Garcia was on the same flight and was instrumental in helping Lance get taken to a hospital where a battery of tests were run that luckily determined that there was nothing seriously wrong with a young man such as a brain tumor, etc. Everyone makes mistakes. Lord knows I have made plenty in my career, but in this day and time, some mistakes just simply can't be condoned. To some fans, Lance Cade will likely still be perceived as the victim in this matter and his punishment too harsh. Under the circumstances of the situation, I don't know what other decision the WWE could have made. I'm just relieved that it wasn't me in my former role that would have had to address this matter. I really like this kid and hope that he continues to follow his dreams. Second chances are not foreign in the wrestling business, so perhaps that could be in Lance's future, but that's just a personal observation," unquote. Now, I'm going to say this about the whole thing with the seizures. As some of you know, I work with special ed kids. I had a kid and I worked with this kid for 3 years, and he would get a seizure, and I'll tell you, for those of you who've never seen anybody get a seizure in your life, it's scary. The first time you ever see somebody get a seizure, it's scary because you think that this person is going to die. And during the 3 years that I worked with him, this young boy, when he had seizures, I must have seen about close to 10 seizures that this kid had, and seizures are no joking matter. You can't really joke about that, and I'm just glad that there was somebody within the WWE that was on that flight, because if Lance Cade was alone, I could not imagine what would have happened. Maybe a worse thing could have happened. He could have even died. That's a scary thought. That's why, you always go to the doctor. You always get checked up, see if your medical conditions are right. But Hopefully Lance Cade will get back to the WWE someday. It probably won't be in the near future, but, they've given a lot of people second opportunities. I mean, Crime Time got a second opportunity, and they are very over in the WWE. So, it's very possible that Lance Cade can come back. Okay, on that note, it is time for the Cyber Sunday Report. It is 1 week from this Sunday night, live on pay-per-view, 8 p.m. Eastern Time is the bell time, and here are your matches. The WWE Championship will be defended. Now, will Triple H be defending the title against Jeff Hardy, Vladimir Kozlov, or both Jeff Hardy and Kozlov in a triple threat match? The second annual Divas Halloween costume contest. Basically, they all have a costume. You all pick which diva has the best costume. A Pick the Tag Team match has these three options. Layla and William Regal against Mickie James and Jamie Noble. The Miz and John Morrison against Crime Time. Or Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes defending the World Tag Team titles against CM Punk and Kofi Kingston. The World Heavyweight title is on the line. Chris Jericho against Batista. You get to pick the referee. It is either Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, or Stone Cold Steve Austin. Kane will go up against Rey Mysterio, and you have the option of making it, as soon as it comes down, a Falls Count Anywhere match, a No Holds Barred match, or a best 2 out of 3 falls. Also at No Mercy, at Cyber Sunday, Santino Marella defends the Intercontinental Championship. You get to pick the opponent. It is either Roddy Piper, Goldust, or the Honky Tonk Man. The Undertaker will go one-on-one with the Big Show. The stipulations to pick from to be announced tonight on SmackDown. And finally, the ECW Championship is on the line. Matt Hardy defends the title. You get to pick the opponent. Is it Mark Henry, Evan Bourne, or Finlay? Next week I will have the final look at the card. When I come back, results from Bound for Glory and Ring of Honor.